So I trade stocks for a living, and a friend of ours, family friend, she's come into some money, and she gets in touch and she's like, I've got this money, I want to make some money with my money, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, sure you can. What do you want to do? And because she knows I'm in the industry, and she's like, well, I want to invest. I was like, okay, high risk, low risk, what do you know so far? She's like, oh, I just want to put it somewhere and have the chance of it growing. I was like, all right, okay, fine. S&P 500. It's your best bet at you'll just put it in, and in however many years you can take it out, and you're safe in the knowledge that most institutional funds fail to outperform the S&P. So it'll cost you nothing, because you haven't got the time or the inclination to trade yourself, to learn how to become a trader. So your best bet is to put it into the S&P 500, and when you're ready, you liquidate the funds, all really cheaply. You don't need a fund manager, you don't need to pay anyone, you just straight up done. So she's like, okay, great, thanks for your advice. Anyway, about half an hour later, I got a text message. I believe EV stocks are going to do really well. Chinese EV stocks. I was like, okay, we can buy as EV, so electric vehicle ETFs based on Chinese companies, or you can buy the Chinese companies that make the EV vehicles. She's like, okay. I was like, it's really high risk though, and your belief is not an edge. What you think is going to happen, so that you think they're going to do well, and they're going to, so her idea was, they're going to grow. That's right. And they'll make me money. Well, no, that's not the case. The EV companies are projected to grow, true. That's already in the price, true. She said, I think China is going to do well. Okay, fine. That's your belief. There's no factual evidence to support that it's going to grow, or that that's going to be reflected in their stock market. Just because some country grows doesn't mean the stock market goes up. There's no edge in her beliefs, none at all. And I explained that in a message, that no problem with her beliefs and where she wants to put the money, as in not in the S&P 500 but in Chinese EV stocks. Absolutely no problem in doing that, but don't for 1 minute think that that's an edge. And she wasn't happy that I was saying that, and I was just trying to explain that belief that they're going to grow is in the price. The belief that they're going to go down is in the price. The belief that they're going to go to zero is in the price. The belief that they're going to triple is in the price. So it had me thinking. So I've just been at the gym, so I've just been working out, and I was thinking about my conversation with her. And this is my point. She can buy the Chinese EV companies. She can buy the S&P. There's no edge in that. An edge is where she would say, or one would say, I have done a calculation and I think that the Chinese EV stocks are undervalued on a market priced basis, or they've been oversold. I think the sell-off is overdone, or China is relatively cheap and it's cheaper than people think. That's an edge where you're suggesting the price is overdone. So for example, it's overbought and you have like evidence to support that, or oversold and you have evidence to support that. That's an edge. Your belief in whatever you say, you've based that on news, on what's out there. That is in the price already. There is no edge. EV stocks may well go up. It's a 50-50 bet. They could go up, they could go down. It's 50-50. If you make money, it's not because your belief was an edge. I hope that makes sense. It's a real nuance. You are suggesting that the price is wrong. Actually, that's it. That is the answer for her. You're telling me the current price is incorrect. That's an edge. Everything else is in the market. It's in the price. Whatever you believe, it's already in the price. I can give you an exact example of this. Michael Burry, the famous 2008 property crash, he calculated that the price was wrong. that the mortgage, the credit default swaps that were worth 0 had still had value. And he said he calculated that they were mispriced, that the market had priced them incorrectly. That's an edge. When I worked at a $1 billion hedge fund, the trader, I remember a conversation really clearly, actually around this time, he was selling bank stocks, so he was shorting bank stocks on a Friday night before we went home. And we were in the tea room, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna put through, I was his risk guy at the time. This is in my early days. I was managing his risk. He was I don't know, he had like $1 billion to trade with, and it was just him, and then he had like risk guys like me helping manage his portfolio. So I was like, oh, you know, I'm putting your short stocks, like, you know, the risk side into the books. And he said, yeah. And I was like, oh, you know, so it's a big bet. And he's like, well, it's not at 0. And I was like, I think, you know, its price is really, it's already gone down loads, it's almost at 0. And he's like, until they're at 0, they're mispriced. And that was, I obviously took it as a lesson, because I still remember it to this day. An edge is you saying that the market is mispriced. So just think about that when you're drawing your trend lines and you're drawing your support resistance and you're buying something because you think this and believe that. Unless you believe that price is wrong, the market price is incorrect, you are not trading an edge. And the conversation with her, this is totally how beginner investors or beginner traders operate. They immediately think that their like world knowledge is somehow superior to the market. The market is all-seeing and all-knowing, literally. So, and it's really hard to explain to people that are new to trading, who think, oh, I want to buy this because of X. It's in the price. I want to buy Tesla because of Elon and Trump. That's in the price. I want to buy EV vehicles because, you know, there's this big push. That's in the price. I want to sell Meta because Facebook is getting up. That's in the price. Just all these views, it's in the price. Unless you can back it up with empirical evidence or something that suggests that the current price is wrong. I think I've tried to explain that as best I can. And this is why most beginning traders, they're just starting on completely the wrong avenue. So for her bet now to play out, she'll buy some EV stocks, and the worst thing that can happen is that she makes money, because she'll then think that her worldview has edge. That's the worst outcome. That's the worst outcome for her. What ideally needs to happen is she needs to bet a small amount on her Chinese EV stocks. She needs to lose the majority of it, so that very quickly she understands, and speed is the essence here, she understands really quickly that her worldview has no edge, has no value at all in trading. It's harsh. I know it's harsh to say that. I know my worldview has no edge. My beliefs have no edge. And only then, once you believe that you have no edge, as in your world beliefs, can you begin to become a trader and develop an edge. And I'm gonna start going through step by step all these things that now I know I've got to show her, to bring her up to what it means to be a trader. And it's not what you think, as in it's not your worldview. I don't want to sound all like, you know, like I know everything, but it's not your worldview that's your edge. It's not your beliefs that are your edge. And you're on another side of the river to making money, investing and trading. You need to cross the river, because there's a foundational understanding that needs to be in place before you can start thinking about an edge and how to trade. It's based on maths, it's based on what is true. And why not have me try and explain it? So that's my intro. That's the failure of most people when they get into trading, because it's going to take her 6 months, year, 2 years to realize that she has no worldview edge, no belief edge. It's going to take her a long time, and no doubt she'll then try another one. So she may be 10 years down the line, and that's not uncommon for traders to go 10 years losing money before they either give up, give it to someone that makes money from having no money, or spends the time to cross the river, understand what's true, and then develop an edge. All right, that's it.